We're really lucky that we have a downtown place that people want to go to.
I was working in the Valley. I was doing my degrees in interior design, so now I design food instead. I didn't want to raise my kids in the city, and in my field, I would have to be in the city, so I decided, I looked at Cookies from Home up in Tempe, and I'm like, oh, their product's not that great, so I should be able to do that. So I came down and I opened the shop over in the old Walmart shopping center. So it took me about 30 days to realize I couldn't live off cookies alone, because maybe you could do that in the city, but this is too small a market. So I took my little basket of goodies and I went around to businesses and I sold like cookies and veggies and hard-boiled eggs and bagels and stuff.
So in 1988 or 89, I was the vice chairman of the Industrial Development Authority, and Donovan Kramer Sr. was the chairman. And we had raised quite a bit of money by underwriting bonds and collecting fees, and Donovan came to me because he saw that I was remodeling buildings downtown. He said, Kirk, let's put this money to work in the community instead of just letting it sit in the banks. So the building on the corner, which is the Cookie Jar now, was condemned. So we went out and bought that building, and we had to completely rebuild it. And I'd heard about this new sandwich shop out on the outside of town in the new Tri-Valley Mall, really good food, and I went out there and I had a sandwich. Marianne didn't know it at the time, but I was looking for a tenant. I had her sandwiches a couple of times, and the food was great, and she was hard working. So about the second or third time I came in there, she was closing up for lunch. I said, Marianne, how's it going out here? She said, Kirk, my food's great, my customers are great. This is just way too small. She said, I'm operating off of my credit card. I said, hey, you know what? I might have a spot for you downtown on a very prominent corner that's been a restaurant for 50 years. It was Flo's before it was Cookie Jar. And I said, I think I could give you twice as much space for half as much money. That's how me and Marianne got together. That was in 1990.
My number one focus myself is making sure the food is top-notch and consistent. Because you know there's a lot of places you go to and it's not consistent depending on who's cooking. So I'm a little difficult to my employees because I expect it to be done the way I do it, and I don't really care how you do it. Although, you know, with every employee I get, I learn some new little tricks and things that we will adjust things, but basically I just make sure, and it's quality control. And I'm here a lot. I don't understand people that open restaurants and they're like, oh, I don't work it. I'm like, how can you do that?
I can't imagine how many young people would have not been able to go to school or, you know, buy the things they need if it had not been for Marianne giving them a job, giving them a chance. And I've watched her over the years be stern with her employees to teach them integrity and the right things to do and how to be, you know, good at what they do and to take pride in that. And that's something that is sometimes is a lost art. And I know that Marianne takes pride in everything that she does. And she doesn't ask anything of her employees that she would not do herself. I have seen her, you know, picking up food off the floor. I've seen her wiping down tables. I have seen her, you know, putting sandbags out in front of the restaurant when it's rained. She is a true hard worker.
We always treat me like family, and we've had comments, you know, like on Yelps and stuff like that. It's like, well, you know, they're talking to the other table. It's like, well, you know, you can be a regular too. Just, you know, keep coming in, and we just try to keep it friendly and quiet. And we don't have problems with people coming in and spending an hour or two, you know, sitting at the table drinking coffee. I don't know. It's just a pleasant atmosphere and pleasant people, and we enjoy our customers. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that corner, and especially that operator, you know, that has been the social center of downtown ever since she came there. Even before that, it was when it was Flo's. There's a tremendous amount of business that takes place there. I tend to do it, you know, between lunch and breakfast. You know, 10 o'clock's a good time to have a business meeting over there because the breakfast crowd is leading. But I've met with captains of industry in there. I've met with local manufacturers. I've met with mining officials, politicians, you name it. I've had a lot of meetings in there, and so has other people.
I've had nothing but support from everyone here, you know, like be it APS, Frito-Lay, the city of Casa Grande. I've never had any issues. It was a surprise. I had no idea. I've never won anything, so it's nice to be recognized. You know, I just do my thing. I run my business and try and help people as I can.
we're really lucky that we have a downtown place that people want to go to, and that's Mary Ann's.